So welcome, we are Mother Sharia, and we assist Bradley and Caroline in their shamanic work. We are talking at the moment about Totem, and for us Totem is just the most important thing really that a human being can know, and that a human being can bring into their life, that they can learn to express, that they can experience, and that they can understand. Because a very important part of the work that we do as shamanic work, but then part of our larger group, Ancestral Medicine Women, is this work, if you like, of sovereignty, and really encouraging and educating humans that come to us, but we don't care, any human, to understand themselves as a sovereign being and to be able to bring that kind of energy into their life. And the totem is really a wonderful tool, if you like, to bring that sovereignty and to experience that sovereignty. We're going to give you an example of a totem, a possible totem, that most of you will have heard of. And the totem that we're going to look at is quartz. Now, a totem can be anything. It can be, in our tradition, it can be an animal, it could be a mineral, it could be an element, it could be a plant, a grass, it could be a whole range of things. So we're going to talk about quartz. Now, quartz is something that most people will know. It's a crystal. It comes from the earth. It is developed over a very, very long time, right? It is created in over a period of hundreds of thousands of years. It is compressed. It is something that was this and is transformed into this. So already you can see that if quartz was your totem, there is a lot going on before to get to that, right? And if you apply that to your life, you may have experienced in your life huge transformations. You may have experienced vast periods of time within the linear time frame of your life where there was perhaps nothing happening. There was this feeling of movement, but nothing seemed to be happening. And then there was this transformation into something that gave some clarity or gave some idea about how your life could be lived. It could happen in short bursts, so you are transforming constantly into a new kind of job or a new kind of experience or a new kind of being. And this could be the way that you have experienced your life. Also, when you look at quartz, or any crystal actually, but we are only focusing on quartz here, they are absorbers. So even though they are hard, right, and they are solid, the energetic essence of the quartz crystal, any crystal, is to absorb. They absorb energy and they transform energy. You might find that that's something that you've been doing your whole life. You have been absorbing energies that don't belong to you. You might find that you have spent your life absorbing energies around you. That could be from your environment, it could be from people that are with you, it could be from things that are going on in your community, and you're feeling agitated or you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't really know why. So you are an absorber, just like the quartz. The reason that you can absorb is because you can transform, just like the quartz. But knowing that that's what's happening to you, and then controlling it yourself, so choosing what you're going to transform, choosing what you're going to absorb, choosing how that's going to work for you and for those around you, that's part of really owning that aspect of yourself and controlling it so it doesn't control you and overwhelm you and fill you with anxiety and perhaps cause depression and all of these so many other things that can really make your life very difficult. Another thing with quartz is, of course, that it is from the earth. So it's a very grounded energy in many ways, even though it has this ability to absorb and then transform, which can be overwhelming for the human. But there is this groundedness. So for somebody who is quartz, who feels that they are absorbing, the way to counteract that, if you like, or to help the movement or the transformation to occur, is to really ground yourself. And for some people it might be as simple as going into a forest and just being with the, holding onto a tree, really relaxing into the tree, or being in your garden and putting your feet in the dirt and having the dirt cover you so that you feel like you are going back to yourself, right? Back to that space where you were developed. So that idea of grounding is an incredibly powerful bit of knowledge for yourself in relation to the quartz. Quartz as well is very often in what they call a geode. So it's like a rock, and on the outside it could just look like any kind of rock. Once you know what a geode looks like, then you know it doesn't look like any kind of rock. But inside is the quartz. Now that can be sometimes like quite dense. So when you break the geode open, it can be completely dense in there, right? But other times it can be at a point where the crystals themselves, if the crystalline is not completely joined and it is hollow inside. So what we're saying there is that the possibility of formation, the possibility of transformation for someone who is quartz is infinite. There are so many possibilities, and this itself is a really wonderful, amazing thing. But on the other side of it, it can be overwhelming, confronting, anxiety producing, because there are so many possibilities. So you become perhaps like one of those people, what is that saying? You are jack of all trades and master of none. And you can do all of these things and you can understand all of these things, but you can't actually bring all of that together to create the life that you feel that you want, or that others around you are telling you that you should have, because you don't know that this is part of who you are. Once you can embrace that and understand that that is a part of who you are, it transforms your life. Because it's not a terrible thing. It's not something that is going to ruin your life. It's something that enhances your life when you can control it. When you are the master or mistress of that particular thing. The other thing with quartz, of course, is the different colors it can come in. And when you think about quartz in that regard, you might be a particular quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz, but on the other side of that, you might just be quartz, which means that you have that shape-shifting ability to be clear, to be smoky, to be another color, which means you have that ability to be seen or to portray yourself as clear, or as smoky, or as another type that really at that moment fits that time. And again, what happens normally is that these things occur without your command, if you like, without any control. It just occurs, and this can cause problems. It can be a survival mechanism, but it can also cause problems. Once you know, oh, I'm going into smoky, I'm too clear, people can see through me, then you start to control that. You start to understand that about yourself, and you then stand on the ground, grounded with your own 2 feet in your own space, knowing that you have the ability to move, to change into what is required right at this moment, perhaps for the situation, but also, more importantly, for yourself. So that is just a very a quick overview of one possibility of a totem. If you were quartz and you had discovered this with us, that level that we just spoken about is just the top layer. We would then, as you develop into that space, move deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into quartz, and how that can be brought into your life, how it explains you, and how you can start to be that in your existence and start to really own yourself and be sovereign. Thank you so much for listening to us.